Welcome back, True Seeker. February 9th, 2025, Super Bowl Sunday, and one of the storylines is Donald Trump will become the first president to attend a Super Bowl as president. The last time Trump went to the Super Bowl was 33 years ago in '92, when the Washington Redskins won, of course, the nation's capital, the Masonic City, where the headquarters for Masonry in D.C. is at the address 1733. Remember, in Gematria, Mason equals 17 and Masonry equals 33. But in light of Gematria, look at the values of Trump, and let's think about this first presidential attendance at a Super Bowl. Again, if you're new here, Gematria, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, it's elementary. There's 4 base ciphers, the English language, the alphabetic order, the reverse alphabetic order, and both orders with numerology applied. You can see that with the alphabetic order, Trump equals 88. Big number with his scripted political career, where Oprah once asked him in 1988 if he'd like to be president someday. You can remember in 2016 when he came out to Queen, We Are the Champions for the GOP convention. He did it 88 days after the Queen's birthday. Who can forget the Mar-a-Lago raid on 8/8 and 1,000 other things with this guy? But again, 1988, the nation's capital also won the Super Bowl. That was the year the Redskins won it. The first black quarterback ever won the Super Bowl. Doug Williams with 42 points with 4 touchdowns in the second quarter, when 42 stamped all over black history, especially sports history. Just think Jackie number 42. Last year, Mahomes, as a black quarterback, won the Super Bowl on the 42nd day of the year, the first time it was ever played on the 42nd day of the year, making his team 4-2. And the first Super Bowl Mahomes won, he had 42 pass attempts. And the second one he won it in Arizona over Jalen Hurts. Arizona is one of the few states with a gematria of 42. And the only other black quarterback to win the Super Bowl was Russell Wilson, representing the 42nd state, Washington State. First it was the Washington Redskins, then it was the team from Washington, and then it was the Chiefs. The only black quarterbacks who've ever won, there's been 3. They've all won on the native teams. Redskins, Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle's named after Chief Seattle. Their symbolism on their helmet comes from the local Native American tribe. Chiefs goes without saying. What are they trying to tell you about history? Is it possible there were black people already here who were natives when the European settlers came? Anyhow, Trump with the alphabetic order and numerology equals 25 like felon. Again, our first felon president in 2025 because the scripts are that bad. Don't forget, when he first became president, that's when he was cheering for Brady and Belichick against the Falcons. Jesuit-educated Matt Ryan went to Boston College right next door to the Patriots Stadium, and he gave up the 25-point lead on 2-5 as the Patriots with Belichick and Brady became 5-2 in Super Bowls. That was Brady's record, 5-2 after the game on 2-5 or 5-2. Of course, when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, Trump equals 47. We told you years ago why he would win this election. A lot of 47s with Trump as well. And what's interesting about this Super Bowl in New Orleans is the first ever Super Bowl in this stadium was 47 years ago, Super Bowl 12. That one was won by Dallas. And, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs were once the Dallas Texans. Of course, the Chiefs' first playoff win this year was over the Texans. Last year, when the Chiefs went on to win the Super Bowl, the first 2 games of the playoffs were on that Saturday. The Texans won, the Chiefs won. I like to pay tribute to those teams. The Texans became the Kansas City Chiefs in '63, the year that JFK got smoked in Dallas. JFK died in Parkland Hospital in the 214 area code. We all know about the Parkland shooting on 214. The Stoneman Douglas Eagles, after the Eagles won the Super Bowl last year on 214, shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs parade, a team that started in Dallas. Think about it. By the way, RIP to the ref who worked the first ever Super Bowl in this stadium 47 years ago, Mr. Tooney. He died 59 days before Super Bowl 59 on December 12th, RIP. The next day, the Chief Jimmy Wilkerson died on Taylor Swift's birthday, RIP. But Trump, when you run it in reverse with numerology, 29. Mahomes is 29 years old. The word football equals 29, like Ohio. Ohio's the birthplace of American football. Funny enough, the word 3 equals 29. Mahomes, the third black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. And remember, Mahomes also became the 33rd quarterback to win a Super Bowl, period, doing it on the 33rd day of the year, February 2nd, 2020. Trump's last year in office in his first term, February 2nd, 2020, right as the cooties was getting underway. Of course, Mahomes trying to make history being the first quarterback to three-peat in the Super Bowl era. And again, it mentions here that Trump's last Super Bowl attendance was in 92. Again, that one was also won by the nation's capital 33 years ago. Remember, federal equals 33, like masonry, like secrecy, like order, also like Patrick. Patrick Mahomes, 33rd quarterback to win a Super Bowl. This image that they chose for this article, notice what it's from. It's from when the Patriots had the 25-point comeback on the Falcons. By the way, Falcons equals 25 on 2-5. That's what this is from. Trump having the Patriots at the White House on Ignatius of Loyola Day, the founder of the Jesuits, when, of course, Lombardi was a Jesuit who died unexpectedly at Jesuit Georgetown the day before the 1970 season began. But remember, the Patriots became 5-2 in Super Bowls in the Brady-Belichick era. That's the image they've chosen here. And if the Chiefs do win today's game, it is an if, they are going to be 5-2 in Super Bowls. And you might recall the night before the rig selection, I put out the video saying why it was a lock for Trump after what they did with the NBA in Cleveland, who got off to their best start in 48 years, becoming 8-0. Cleveland equals 48. Donald Trump, 48. Grover Cleveland equals 80. That same night on Monday Night Football, the Chiefs became 8-0, beating the Bucks. In the NBA, Cleveland beat the Milwaukee Bucks. In the NFL, the Chiefs beat the Tampa Bay Bucks. But remember, before the Monday Night Football game, which was 48 days after Mahomes' birthday, went to overtime, 24-24, 48 points. Remember, before that game, Mahomes and his mother endorsed Trump for the presidency, and we said, well, what more do you need to see? Again, Mahomes went to White House High School in Texas, White House, and you can see how White House is 52-47, president's 47-52, government's 52-47, authorities 47-52. Again, powerful number pairings. We see them a lot. The Chiefs come into the Super Bowl 4-2. Again, they became 4-2 last year on the 42nd day of the year. Have a chance to become 5-2 in the first ever Super Bowl with the president attending who they endorsed. And then one other thing that's interesting is from Trump's birthday to the game. Today is the 241st day of Trump's age. That's the 53rd prime number. Remember, the shape of the football is a very important shape in sacred geometry known as the Vesica Pisces, which means fish's bladder. They both equate to 53. And NFL has a 53 and a third yard wide field, 53-man roster. So a very interesting alignment for the first ever president. For you Philadelphia people looking for a prayer for your team, a lot of plane crashes going on connected to the game. Plane crash equals 43. If the Chiefs lost, they'd be 4-3 in Super Bowls. Brady's handing out the trophy. Brady beat Mahomes at age 43 in Super Bowl 55. Super Bowl 59 is the 55th of the modern era. Funny enough, today is the 191st day of Brady's age, which is the 43rd prime. So it does create a little narrative for the potential 4-3. But I'll also remind you, Pope Francis equals 59, Pope equals 52, and they sync these big games up with the Pope year in and year out. Again, he's the first Jesuit Pope. Pope's another word with that 25 connection. He's 88 years old right now. Remember last year, the first ever Super Bowl on the Vatican's birthday. Vatican equals 25-47. The winning score was 25. The score was 25-22 for 47 points. Pope 52, Vatican 47, that authority pairing. Again, the rigged Super Bowl, the rigged election, how it comes together year after year. For one other prayer for you Eagles fans, you did win Super Bowl 52, and we told you in week 3 why it was going to be the Patriots versus the Eagles that year, thanks to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has the same birthday as the flag, June 14th, which was sewn in Philly at 239 Arch Street. 239 is the 52nd prime. Eagles won Super Bowl 52 for their only Super Bowl win, beating the team with the flag on their helmet. And remember, when Trump took office, the flag was 239 years old. There was a story right away about his physical where he weighed 239 pounds. Zach Ertz scored the game winner 86 days after his birthday, wearing number 86 when the national anthem was adopted 86 years before that season. That was one of the calls we had for the game. If the Eagles win, Zach Ertz would have the game winner, big payout. Again, if you guys want to get that kind of intel, you still have time to sign up for the Patreon, look at the notes, and watch yesterday's live stream for the Super Bowl. A lot of intel for the game, a lot of player prop ideas, first touchdowns, who looks good to score, what the score could be. All that information is there, and a lot of good contributions from the community as well. Plus, you get all the other sports content as well. It's not just the Super Bowl. Again, signing up gets you a month if you want to stay. You're more than welcome to stay. I think you will want to stay. A lot of winning days with this knowledge. Won't win them all, but as you know, we win the vast majority. From Super Bowl 48 to the present, we're only on the wrong side of this game one time. Till next time, Truth Seeker.